Okay, abusuya be mma kwa ba sonko so edeba POG Media so. Yɛde mbɛkɔ political highway ne so highway ne deɛ ɛnsɛm bebree so a yɛn so yɛagye pene sɛ bɛm yɛabadwafoɔ no ahu deɛ ɛkɔ ɛne deɛ ɛba. Yɛn mbɔ nwura yɛn nsɛm no mu. Ɛyɛ Supreme Court judge a kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ ruling a toko no rule eti a Speaker of Parliament ɛne ɛyɛ aban Speaker of Parliament ɛne NDC caucus ne biara no. Ɔno ne Supreme Court judge a ogyina brane fight against Tokono's ruling. Abusua na ɛkyɛ sɛ nsɛm wei ba abɔnten no Justice Tokono ɔno ne ho nsɛm bebree aba abɛto dwa kyerɛ sɛ Ghanafoɔ lawyers akɛseɛ defende ɛyɛ aban bagbɛn na sisiɛ no Tokono sɛ wabrɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so nyinaa no regret sɛ ɔyɛɛ saa ruling no nti no ɔno ankasa de n'adwuma ɛreto a sisia no Chief Justice Tokono ɔno ankasa resign a abusua nsɛm a ɛkɔ so wɔ political highway no so ɛyɛ big thanks goes to ɛyɛ Kevin Ekorbedu Taylor a ɔwɔ Loud Silence TV. Abusua yɛn nsɛm mu mmerɛ no yɛbɛpɛ sɛ yɛbɛma kɔ na makɔ akɔtie nsɛm a ɛkɔɔ so medam ase.
Disrespect people's intelligence. Me menya Peace FM. Menya Wuntumi Radio. Menya Metro Good Evening Ghana. Me I sit here. The first thing I consider is you watching me, the intelligence in your head. I need to respect that before I do my show. So Obitra TV so no one respect it. Adwene da wutrima ohun so yakwasia ntronko do betwa wo. That's why when I sit here, so yakwara wo, so ye penyini wo, I take it say unim nyansa cheme. Into when I sit here, I try to let you understand, say, I am trying to be like you. Into me try to do the facts with whatever, add the fact to whatever I say. May underestimate you be our platform with you. I don't underestimate anybody. I don't underestimate anybody. Sabio, any friend crash me, I don't underestimate him. Information is dangerous. It is one carrying here over saying per life. You see the story. It does not deserve any Ghanaian's time. You see the story. MPs can only vacate seat upon changing political identity. Supreme Court. No Ghanaian should waste their energy on this verdict from the Supreme Court. No Ghanaian. So you're Ghanaian. Now you want to waste your energy on the Supreme Court of Ghana, then you don't know what you want. Then you yourself, you are confused. No Ghanaian should waste their time on Tokonu and the Supreme Court. No Ghanaian. They don't have credibility again. The ruling that came out, Omwankasa Judge Fodibi said, it is one of the worst rulings on this land, Ghana. They don't have any credibility. They are ashamed. They know they have denigrated the Supreme Court. They are just sitting there in shame. We are not supposed to make this a national conversation. Because you see, when you read the whole ruling and the 101 pages, 101 pages, we took like 2 hours to analyze everything. You read 101 pages. This is a sham. It is a disgrace. A time, a ferry, and you can see clearly that what they put out there, they are ashamed. They do not even have a definite answer, a definite ruling. The ruling is vague. Because you see, when you put a ruling out, and one of the judges on the bench, Eba Bontilbeka, said this ruling, the Chief Justice should understand this is an embarrassment to the office. A time. That's why I'm telling Ghanaians, nobody. This Chief Justice is an embarrassment to herself. She's an embarrassment to the court. She's a straightforward political agent. She does not have that independence to sit in the Supreme Court and make decisions by respecting the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. No, she's not independent. The Chief Justice is basically a slave to the executive. And see, I don't want Ghanaians to spend too much time on the ruling So right now, if an MP goes to parliament, now ura parliament, now sa article 97G, any H, no, at the end of the day, a dear emra and a parliament a bit makasa ubi vacating the seat emra bang. Because Supreme Court catcher say emra bien wa a bit must stop ubi in parliament from vacating their seat. That is basically their judgment. How did we get here? Into sa article no, that article na no, sa article na constitution no, any standing orders no, when does it take effect? Supreme Court sa ruling ya modia be sa article no, standing orders this article no constitution no, when does it take effect? When is it necessary to use it? When? Because you are telling us that now anybody can come to parliament and then act as if he's an MPP but he is working with NDC. Anybody can come to parliament and act as if he's NDC and work with MPP. Somebody can come to parliament as an independent, pretend to be independent and work with the NPP against the... So basically, there are no rules. Your ruling is vague. And you see, Chachichi Kataka Asembi, or say, don't think, say, some men with guns and some young men with bombs and the best constitutional, the people we have entrusted that constitution to, the Supreme Court, they are the ones who will destroy the constitution. And today is the beginning of the destruction of Ghana's constitution by Torkorno. Obian fetuo embese Ghana constitution in democracy. Our Supreme Court will destroy our democracy, and they started it today. It is embarrassing. In fact, when you watch or listen a time, a ferry, you ask yourself, say, these people, what do they want? What's your end game? What do you want to achieve? Omo make is our ruling and they say arrest tire. What cause chaos or the landmine at all. One of the judges now omo make this very, very despicable ruling. No, we say the also retire. Ain't problem now we create no. Who is going to solve it? Or this is where we are. The elderly we have given, or people we have given position to, they don't care about this nation. And anytime I catch a Ghana for say, the Chief Justice, the ruling from the Supreme Court, don't waste any energy on it. It is a sham. It is a disgrace. At time, it makes them look naked. It makes them look like when they are walking, they are not wearing panties. It makes them look like puppets. You see, right now I see the Supreme Court as old men and women walking naked. It's so embarrassing and disgusting that we sit, and today the Supreme Court of our land is now interested in destroying the democracy of this nation. I see them as naked women and men walking without anything. I am embarrassed in my heart for the Supreme Court. See, if you want to see the embarrassment, one of the judges, Tanku, who was part of the panel, this is what he said. The one of the judges who dissented, two judges did not agree with the decision. This is what the judge said. Or say, so really, baby, Mama Kena, I don't want us to waste time on this Supreme Court thing. It is just, or say, my Lord, even though I find the instant case as one which can be described as a great case within Lord Denning's description, the situation we are confronted with in this action, in my view, is not a hard situation. It is usual occurrence in our interpretive functions as the highest court of the land. Fortunately, we have churned out enough jurisprudence in dealing with the issues raised in this suit. I must state from the outset that it is these settled and consistent jurisprudence from this court which I hold firm in this delivery. This one is one of the judges, Lovelace. That was her position. One of the judges said, "May catch asem ding," but it is looking like say asem we no. Yeni yetumi no, yama yetumi no atra bebi asem no wo. One of the judges who sided with one of the judges who dissented, the one person, one of the two, Tanku and Lovelace. Lovelace say, Chief Justice, it looks like as some jurisdiction, no, and yeah, territory. But at the end of the day, yeah, judges into your transfer, many option be to be part of this case. Judge for no mutina case in so crampon catch Chief Justice said this is wrong. This case, how we have ruled it, is not the right way to do things. And that you, the Chief Justice, you have basically skewed the system. Because, sorry, this is Tanko. Because at the end of the day, Asemno Crampono jurisdiction, and I say Asemno, Yentaba and Crampono, Yatremudo. Asemwe Nyasema Edia. And the wama semya chinchina ya brabra senoma ya tentri entabe mwako du bibi enisi yedru. Na Tanko ekasan the 13th or say, sorry, where Tanko or say, I do not hasten to proclaim that I have apprehended with despair the majority's conclusion in this suit, but I state with utmost deference to the Honorable Chief Justice and the rest of my brethren in the majority that not only do I fundamentally disagree with their conclusion, I, with all due respect, also find the decision an aberration to the established and accepted judicial position of this court, which with, let me read the second part, which with, and that is the part marked red, which with profound respect, I hope in no distant future, the resultant usurpation of the constitutional prerogative of the High Court, incidental to the majority decision will be reversed. Tanko, the final reasoner Ojina so eka say the Chief Justice and the other 4 judges no epene so say assemwe enkoda bibieda no or say ono de or person catch Chief Justice any ni nuanom a omote de omote asem no so say adekudie ntia assemwe onjintum say the Speaker of Parliament enye unconstitutional no enye constitutional ne say ogidi pa say sa assemwe. Sorry, you dropped out of battery. Okay, you say or see asem no so or the no create to baby a da decision na nipo 5 no ka say Chief Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin ade oye no enye constitutional or say on there or jitum say sa asem we debi or say debi asem we or say sa tena so ne dane the ruling no because nyoma bebre wo mu a entwa yi or say or the sebi or the enim de ema Chief Justice eni ni nuanom na omo ka say asem we embuntia Chief Speaker of Parliament or say on there ade ema ni gina so ka say on gintum ne say asem na nkese nya asem a den na omo at by omatabemu ayeyire asem no so ema nyoma bi a enise yedi bem ene nkwanchen bi a yedi abewurawuram no ama asem no ya asem ya ono na kumem no ohun se etiamra sene ayebu entanchie entan na omobu no say that judgment the ruling no emfa kwanu na osi onim se debi yebe kai no efri say sa asem we debi yebesa friend of Supreme Court na yakase ruling way na enye no kore. This is one of the judges omutina case ni so catch Ghana for say Chief Justice any 4 judges no come Akroma omo kan kore. Now my men tell the reason why a Chief Justice Torkorno ruling no oye no 7. This ruling is a temporary ruling for the MPP to enter Parliament and go past Sika 7 omo pese omo pass no. Madam Torkorno, she knows for a fact said this ruling will be reversed in the future. She knows. And Luntina Oba because if even one person dissents, what it means is say in the future somebody can base on that one person's idea not to concur or not to be part of the other people in the ruling. No? One person can take that person's view and go to the Supreme Court and say, because one person did not agree with the lot, there is still room for the case to be really looked at again. And it's not deliberately, no. The Chief Justice, no, nipa 5 or no nimse obetumini omaya yes. And of 5 mienu kan why she did not care what they would say. Inti sa nipa mienu no. Sa nipa mienu no na onim said they are not going to agree, but we didn't come for a set for a kind of. But omo catch the Ghana for say this decision one day it will come back to the Supreme Court and it will be reversed. Madam Torkorno, she knows. Torkorno, she is doing this temporarily for the NPP to go to Parliament and pass that tax waiver. Onim say somebody will raise this issue and say this case was not ruled the right way and that it should be reviewed, and that they will go back and say, because as we speak, let me clear with you here. Let me clear with you. Oba Okankwe North, right? Girl, yeah, or contest with Kuyapim, Amadou Kuya, or a sitting MP, or Tinahoma Equiapim for, right? And at the same Amadou Kuya, no, Abba Okankwe North, Abba contested for primaries. Now, if about 3 months ago, Amadou Kuya wuya, say Amadou Kuya 3 months ago, oh wuya. Anka was NPP for penny pambianuana. Because you have to understand, Amadou Kuya in Parliament, she's representing the people of Ekuapem North. The common fund, you know, they gave it to her in the name of Ekuapem North. Into the common fund has to go to Ekuapem North. Amadou Kuya is in Parliament as an MPP person. The same Amadou Kuya, ako NPP primaries, ako independent to Abontene. Still, Odanwoye MP in Parliament. Inti sende Amadou Kuya wua. Na say yenyanko to aba. How are we going to fill it? Because on paper, Amadou Kuya is an independent candidate who registered to come independent, right? Now, Amadou Kuya we also asa a register as an MPP currently, or your MPP ni. Now, that is one. Amadou Kuya or your Ekuapem North or your MP no. We free Ekuapem North and waba Okankwe asabe contested. Asabe wini primaries. In Amadou Kuya or your Ekuapem North MP and asa or your Okankwe MP. So Amadou Kuya wua MP before kwa kweyi another parliamentary candidate to Okankwe North. And on Besako Ekuapem asa kweyi another candidate for Ekuapem North ana. Because we want to know, because currently or your MP of Ekuapem for no. And right now or say a parliamentary candidate MPP or Okankwe North. It is a Amadou Kuya wua. So owu na MPP for no ebekwa koyi a new parliamentary candidate to Ekuapem North. Ewo Okankwe North. Na omasa ko Ekuapem North wo akwa koyi another MPP parliamentary candidate ana. This is the ruling of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is saying, say, all of these things, you know, there's no problem. How do you sit in the Supreme Court and put such a judgment out? How do you sit there and think, say, this is normal? This is not. This is not. Into the Kuyamkwa case, you can see, say, our Chief Justice is a political Chief Justice. Our Chief Justice does not care because a ruling nearby now. They are basically telling us to say, now listen, look at this. One with the background, the Lovelace one, right? Mr. S. Top and down. Okay. Now, my team wants me to read something to you. $73. I don't have it, besides. Okay, let me get it. Let me get it. Okay. Now, me 10% me read the idea be chairman. Is it the same, Mr. S? Okay, these are two different ones. Okay. So when you look at this whole thing very well, the ruling from the Supreme Court, you know, on any day, it's a political ruling. Now, Lovelace now also dissenting now on it Tanko Ka say they really don't want to be part of the Chief Justice set, you know. Now, who read Lovelace, you know, or also NDI, the final statement or stay no kind. That's okay. The tenor is the first one, right? All right. Okay. Lovelace na or also dissenting na or ne Tanko, Omunina any Chief Justice and any 4 groups na anya, you know, say. The tenor of the above suggests that where the Supreme Court and the lower superior court have concurrent jurisdiction in a matter, it is the jurisdiction of the lower superior court which is to be first invoked. Uba will say, it is my opinion that in relation to a matter relating to the vacation or otherwise of a parliamentary seat, a plaintiff has no choice in the matter. He has to go to the High Court. The jurisdiction of the High Court is exclusive. The other lady na, Lovelace na, on it, Tanko, a dissentee, no, honestly, view, no, see, in her ruling, no, or see the reason why on the Chief Justice in Yadrin and say, there's a lower court, and there's a court that is basically assigned to listen to these kind of cases. And why did the applicant, ignore that court and come straight to the Supreme Court? Because at that moment, you know, your court able to handle a lower court than the Supreme Court. The lower court has exclusive. It has exclusive right to listen to that case. Into other Chief Justice Ankancha Afenoma can say, go to the lower court and let's see what happens there. And if you don't understand, bring it to us. Into Lovelace now on it, Tanko, a dissentee, and or say, or catch the Chief Justice and say, this is not right. In the first place, Afenoma was supposed to go to the lower court, that is the High Court. And then when he goes to the High Court, because Assembly to na Assemono, a Asema, a Tumiko High Court, a Superior Court. Because the High Court also has that jurisdiction, the right to listen, it has exclusive into Assembly High Court and Sanabasro. It is so when you listen to the 2 judges, in fact, the other part of a statement in the I'm reading short, the last part of a statement, or say the tenor of the above suggests that where the Supreme Court and a lower superior court have concurrent jurisdiction in a matter. Let me read the other part. Let me conclude on an answer. I want you to understand something. The last part of Lovelace in the statement in the NE, or say, I am satisfied that the High Court being the proper forum for this matter, but the plaintiff having filed his writ in the Supreme Court, the jurisdiction of this court has not been properly invoked. Okoren must say, I therefore see no need to go into the merits or otherwise of the other issue raised in the memoranda of issues. The action is accordingly dismissed. The Lovelace lady said, Ontias yes say, I was after your marking, Eja High Court or no Dimikaba Supreme Court. The moment I obey Sano, it means to say, Embrano, Yani Supreme Court chrono, Yan Shada Mumrano. In the first place, no, judges me no mutina catch Chief Justice said, Dia no emwa. Intentional ubuno, it is not the right ruling. When nipa for na makosha dem catch Ghana for say the Speaker of Parliament any to me no, it is wrong. In the first place, you were not supposed to entertain this case. Oh, Torkorno, on one judges or no more Supreme Court catching so are biased and on biased. When judges on the case in the Supreme Court indirectly tell the Chief Justice she's biased, our democracy is hanging on a thin line. So the to me, ma or ba be very careful. And your baby and your money to me, or baby or money to me, and I didn't say Yankopon. And this woman, Torkorno, Oti, Supreme Court, and in Hunimut, Nigerian say nobody can check her. That is her intentions. And that is Addo done it to him. Her body language, ni Hunima Bono. Nigerian said the position she is, nobody can touch her. So she can do damage. That is how she feels. And anytime I say, oh ma oba to me, sure oba nenim, ne shed trim, and some to me amano, and your baby man to me. That is why this woman is exhibiting this highest form of insubordination and disrespect to the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. On one judges the catch and say, you did not follow the right path. You are basically being biased in this matter. You are disrespecting the constitution and the mandate you have been given to make sure we interpret the law right. Let the applicant go through the right process, because the lower court has exclusive jurisdiction on this case. And then today we sit here to allow some people to destroy our democracy. That's why I'm telling you, do not waste your time on Chief Justice Torkorno. Your focus should be on election 2024. Vote for the NDC, and after that, we will see the aftermath. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. Have a wonderful night. Be good.
Okay, abusua we ne ensema ekoso ewo political highway ne so. Eye Chief Justice Torkorno ene judge a friend of Justice Tanko or no NHS or they Chief Justice Torkorno atoto ne level a sisi and Justice Torkorno or chese wa resign or de na dwuma ato. Yen say momre no. But I want to say moje pene kokoti sa odu no. Edi bye. Medamase.